नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायश भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। न करहि चिन्मत परा शांत रूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेति। येषामहं प्रियात्मसुताश्च येषाम् अहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरौ सुहृददेवमिष्टम्। सखा गुरौ सुहृददेवमिष्टम्। न करहि चिन्मत परा शांत रूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेतिः। येषामहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च येषाम् अहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु सुहृददेवमिष्टम्। न करहि चिन्मत परा शांत रूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेतिः। येषामहं प्रियात्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु सुहृददेवमिष्टम्।
नाकारिचिन्मत्परा शान्तरूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेति। येषामहं प्रियात्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु सुहृददेवमिष्टम्।
न करहि चिन्मत्परा शान्तरूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमेषो लेदिहेतिः। येषामहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरो सुहृदो देवमिष्टम्।
न करहि चिन्मत्परा शान्तरूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेति। येषाम् अहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु हृदो देवमिष्टम्।
न करहि चिन्मत्परा शान्तरूपे नक्षन्ति नो अनिमिषो लेदिहेति। येषामहं प्रियम् आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु सुहृददेवमिष्टम्।
नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेदिहेति।
नाकर हिचिन मत पराशांत रूपे येषामहं प्रिया आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरुषु कुहितो देवमिष्टं
Na, not. Karahichit, ever. Matparaha, my devotees. Shanta Rupe, O mother. Nangshanti, will lose. Na, not. Me, my. Animishaha, time. Ledhi, destroys. Etihi, weapon. Yesham, of whom. Aham, I. Priyaha, dear. Atma, self. Sutaha, son. Cha, and. Saka, friend. Guruho, preceptor. Suhridaha, benefactor. Daivam, deity. Ishtam, chosen. The Lord can my dear mother, devotees who receive such transcendental opulences are never bereft of them. Neither weapon nor change of time can destroy such opulences, because the devotees accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, supreme deity. They cannot be deprived of their possession at any time. The Lord continued, my dear mother, devotees who receive such transcendental opulences are never bereft of them. Neither weapons nor the change of time can destroy such opulences, because the devotees accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, and the supreme deity. They cannot be deprived of their possession at any time. Long purport. Yes, Supriya Mataji. Mataji, we cannot hear. No signal in Bangladesh. Yes, Shiri.
Purport.
Okay.
It is stated itself to the higher planetary system.
Yes, Shiri.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Yeah.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta
Louder, little louder.
Ki Jai. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that one may elevate himself to higher planetary systems, even up to Brahmaloka, but dint of pious activities. But when the effects of such pious activities are finished, one again comes back to this earth to begin a new life of activities. Thus, even though one is promoted to higher planetary system for enjoyment and a long duration of life, still that is not permanent settlement. But as far as the devotees are concerned, their assets, the achievement of devotional service and consequent opulence of Vaikunta, even on this planet, are never destroyed. In this verse, Kapila Deva addresses his mother as Shanta Rupa, indicating that opulences of devotees are fixed because devotees are eternally fixed in Vaikunta atmosphere, which is called Shanta Rupa, because it is in the mode of pure goodness. Undisturbed by modes of passion and ignorance, one is fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. His position of transcendental service cannot be destroyed, and the pleasure and service simply increases unlimitedly. For the devotees engaged in Krishna consciousness in the Vaikunta atmosphere, there is no influence of time. In the material world, the influence of time destroys everything. But in Vaikunta atmosphere, there is no influence of time or of demigods, because there are no demigods in the Vaikunta planets. Here, our activities are controlled by different demigods. Even if we move our hand and leg, the action is controlled by the demigods. But in the Vaikuntha atmosphere, there is no influence of demigods or of time. Therefore, there is no question of destruction. When the time element is present, there is a certainty of destruction. But when there is no time element, past, present, or future, then everything is eternal. Therefore, this verse uses the words na nan kakshanti, na nan kshanti, indicating that the transcendental opulence will never be destroyed. The reason of freedom from destruction is also described. The devotees accept the Supreme Lord as the most dear personality and reciprocate with him in different relationships. They accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the dearmost friend, the dearmost relative, the dearmost son, the dearmost preceptor, the dearmost well-wisher, or the dearmost deity. The Lord is eternal, therefore any relationship in which we accept him is also eternal. It is clearly confirmed herein that the relationships cannot be destroyed, and therefore the opulences of those relationships are never destroyed. Every living entity has the propensity to love someone. We can see that if someone has no object of love, he generally directs his love to a pet animal like a cat or a dog. Thus, the eternal propensity for love is all in all living entities is always searching for a place to reside. From this verse, we can learn that we can love the Supreme Personality of Godhead as our dearmost object, as a friend, as a son, as a preceptor, or as a well-wisher. And there will be no cheating and no end to such love. We shall eternally enjoy the relationship with Supreme Lord in different aspects. A special feature of this verse is the acceptance of as a supreme preceptor. Bhagavad Gita was spoken directly by Supreme Lord, and Arjuna accepted as a guru. And Arjuna accepted Krishna as guru or spiritual master. Similarly, we should accept only Krishna as a supreme spiritual master. Krishna, of course, means Krishna and is confidential devotees. Krishna is not alone. When we speak of Krishna, Krishna means in his name, in his form, in his qualities, in his abode, and in his associates. Krishna is never alone. For devotees of Krishna are not impersonalist. For example, a king is always associated with his secretary, his commander, his servant, and so much paraphernalia. As soon as we accept Krishna and his associates as our preceptors, no ill effects can destroy our knowledge. In the material world, the knowledge which we acquire may change because of the influence of time. But nevertheless, the conclusions received from Bhagavad Gita, directly from the speeches of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, can never change. There is no use interpreting Bhagavad Gita. It is eternal. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, should be accepted as one's best friend. He will never cheat. He will always give his friendly advice and friendly protection to the devotee. If Krishna is accepted as a son, he will never die. Here we have a very loving son or child. But a father and a mother are those who are affectionate towards him. Always hope, may my son not die, but Krishna actually never will die. Therefore, those who accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord as their son will never be perfect for their son. In many instances, devotees have accepted the deity as a son. In Bengal, there are many such instances, and even after the death of the devotee, the deity performs the Shraddha ceremony for the father. The relationship is never destroyed. People are accustomed to worship different gods, but in Bhagavad Gita, to worship only the Supreme Personality of Godhead in its different forms, such as Lakshmi Narayana, Sita Rama, and Radha Krishna. Thus, one will never be cheated. By worshipping the demigods, one may elevate himself to the higher planets. But during the dissolution of the material world, the deity and the abode of the deity will be destroyed. But one who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead is promoted to the Vaikuntha planets, where there is no influence of time, destruction, or annihilation. The conclusion is that time influence cannot act upon devotees who have accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead as everything. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother. Thank you. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादिपाशात् देशतारिणे। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासति गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ना करे चिन्मत पराशांत रूपे नक्षन्ति नो मे अनिमिषो लेति हेति। येषामहं प्रियात्मसुतश्च सखा गुरो सुहृदुदेवमिष्टम्। The Lord continued, my dear mother, devotees who receive such transcendental opulences are never bereft of them. Now the weapon nor the change of time can destroy such opulences, because the devotees accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, supreme deity. They cannot be derived of their position at any time. Hare Krishna. So today's topic will keep opulences of a devotee. Opulences of a devotee. Very nice topic. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a chapter on Daiva Sampada and Asuri Sampada. Opulence of a Danava and opulence of a devotee. And Daiva Sampada is, we do not even know. What generally we are today talking about is Sampada of an Asuri. That Sampada an Asura also has. What the Devata had, that opulence even Asura has. We know the war happening between Devatas and Asuras. Both are rich, powerful, and opulent, isn't it? But Daiva Sampada refers to certain opulences that Asura cannot have. And what is the Asura Sampada? Pride, arrogance, deceit. This is his opulences. Material attachments, material wealth, material name, material fame. This Asura Sampada, this, if you think this goal of life, even Rakshasas have that. They're also, Ravana was very famous. They're also rich. They're also powerful. They're also very famous. But there is Sampada, some Sampada which is unique of a devotee. And the Asura Sampada, the problem is that this can be taken away at any time. The famous example is that Punar Mushiko Bhava. When the rat comes to a sage, so the sage says, yes, what do you want? He said, no, a cat is chasing me. Okay, become cat. The next, he again comes as a cat. What do you want now? Dog is chasing me. Okay, become a dog. Then next, he comes as a dog. What's your problem? A tiger is chasing. Okay, become a tiger. And again he comes. He said, what do you want? He was staring at the sage. You want to eat me? He said, yes. Punar Mushiko Bhava. Again become a mouse. Very famous instance, Punar Mushiko Bhava. So Prabhupada says all this Asura Sampada that are having today, and if by that people becoming proud, any Sampada that makes you proud is not Daiva Sampada, it becomes Asura Sampada. Even the yogis, their tapasya, if they become proud, that become Asura Sampada. We have the Durvasa Muni became very proud of his tapasya and offended Ambarish Maharaj. That sampada became Asura sampada. That leads to this downfall. Even Hiranyakashipu did so much tapasya. He has so much tapas phala with him that he could control the whole universe. But when he insulted Prahlad Maharaj, that sampada became Asura sampada and was immediately lost. So Deva sampada, Asura sampada. So the opulences of a devotee cannot be even touched. Nobody can take it away. The asuras are given some opulences for sense gratification for some time because of his punya, and it is taken away at a time. Punaramushika bhava. It is lost. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in America, was saying, by the grace of the Lord, you are the richest country in the world today. But today, as I can see, you people are all denying God. By grace of God, they become rich, and you are so proud today. You deny existence of God. Punara mushika bhava. It's just matter of time. Everything will be lost. And it has happened in the history. How many civilizations were rich and powerful, totally became pauper. Become punara mushika bhava. We neglected to worship the Lord with the opulences. That opulences become rather a poison. Queen Kunti says the famous shloka, Janma Sharya Shuta Shivi Edamana Madhapuman Na Ev Arti Abidatum Vaitam Alkinchana Gochara. The opulence of having a great birth, of having money, Aishwarya, Shuta, great learning, Shi, beauty. If this is giving you pride, Edamana Madhapuman, if you're becoming intoxicated with that, if you're having some satisfaction from having these things, then you don't want Krishna, you're satisfied. But devotee's possession is only Krishna. It doesn't possess anything. Tvam akinchana gochara. Very famous, Queen Kunti continues. Tvam akinchana gochara. My Lord, you are only the property of the somebody who does not possess anything else. This has to be understood. Possess means what? Possess means feeling of ownership. Somebody may have 1 rupee and I am a total ownership over that. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. And somebody may be a billionaire, may be detached. Like Sudama, when he became billionaire by the grace of the Lord, he remained a devotee. When he was a pauper, he was also a devotee. He was not attached. Yudhishthira Maharaj was so rich, but he had no opulences, attachment to his opulence. He was still a great devotee. But somebody may have 1 rupee and can be very attached, and that 1 rupee can become poison and destroy him. Tvam akinchana gochara. Okay. Krishna is only the property who does not possess anything else. So Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely in the purport that actually the devotee has only one possession, Krishna. You relate to Krishna as a friend, he will never cheat you. In this world, you make somebody as a friend. The problem is the friend will cheat you. Today may be your best friend, the best well-wisher. Tomorrow he can become your enemy and try to harm you. That has happened in the history. So you cannot be guaranteed the friend of this world. But Krishna says, Suhridam sarva bhutanam, for all the living entities, always I am their best friend. So if you want to love somebody as a friend, why not love Krishna? Then you may have as a son, you have a child, always anxiety of the parents is if the child has come to any harm. Isn't it? Always anxiety is that. But Krishna, you don't have to have that anxiety because nobody can harm him. How many demons came every day to kill Krishna? Could anybody even touch him? Like a toy, he was killing all the demons. So you have nothing to worry. If Krishna is your son, then he is eternal. Krishna is your friend, he is always your best well-wisher. Always your best well-wisher. So Prabhupada continues, he says, we have a tendency to love somebody. And this loving tendency should be given to Krishna. But presently, Prabhupada says people, they have nothing to love, they keep a pet or a dog to love. They become very attached. So this loving tendency actually presently is perverted reflection lust. It sucks it away. So as you practice Krishna consciousness and as the holy name starts softening and purifying your mind, you become free from lust. Then in your heart you see golden love, which you can give to Krishna. We can't even see it, we have that. Because it is lost into Mere desh ki dharati sona ugale desha bhakti. And then that's some community, all attachment has gone to that. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Swajanami katam hatva. Krishna, how can I kill my own men? Swajana. So the love has been distributed in so many places. So Baba, thank you. They collect it back. You don't even know. And this love in the material world is always polluted. It is not pure. It's always polluted and it's entangled. So therefore, you have to disentangle it from all the kind of unwanted attachments. Then the heart is filled with pure love. And then give it to the lotus feet of Krishna. So then you see that real happiness starts. And devotee feels so nice. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Certainly Krishna will protect me. Okay, what I could do, I've done to serve Krishna. Just like in Ishopanishad, they say, my Lord, please remember, what did I did for you? Prabhupada says, no need to remind Krishna, I remember. It is a prayer at the end of the Ishopanishad. Those read, you have seen that? My Lord, please remember what all I did for you. You don't have to remind Krishna, he remembers. He remembers. Even if you do not remember, sometimes people have a worry. But if you die in presence of devotees, nicely, they are doing big kirtana, it will be easy for us to, go back to Krishna. But in case I die in an unfavorable, not a condition, like sudden aeroplane, I didn't get time also to remember. Sometimes accidents happen in a split second today. They created bombs, so much ugra karma, so many machines, then one split second. So will I get time to think about Krishna? Don't worry. Krishna remembers your service. And he also, leaving the body is some big deal. So Krishna remembers and gives an opportunity. He's not waiting for your long prayer. One moment is enough. Yes, Krishna. One small feeling is enough. I am under your protection. And then immediately everything becomes very, very auspicious. Kam tvam akinchana gochara. The devotee has not, his heart is fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna. Nowhere else. We have so many examples. Prahlad Maharaj ignored his father when his father was averse to his devotion service. We have example of Vibhishana. He ignored his elder brother because he was averse to service to Lord Rama. We have an example of the Dvijapatini Joya, the wife of the Brahmana. They ignored their husband because they were averse to service to Krishna. So we have a host of examples where people gave up so-called social customs just to serve Krishna. Even Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita now, what is going to happen by the instruction of Krishna gives us a so-called attachment to the family. He says, okay, I dedicate myself to please Krishna. So now, because his heart, love has gone somewhere. See, we see in this world also, sometimes a woman get involved with other man outside the marriage and she plans with him and kills the husband. How many times, Anna? Because where you have given love, there you sacrifice. And you sacrifice anything for that. Love means sacrifice. You're ready to sacrifice everything. True? We have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He to spread the Krishna conscious movement. What did he do? His wife was only 16-year-old. He left. In fact, they were pure devotees. She is Lakshmi Priya. And then whole life, Vishnu Priya. First, I think Lakshmi Priya, second is Vishnu Priya. The whole life she used to chant whole day after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. In Navadvip, we have the Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. He left, she used to every day, whole day chant and just take 1 grain of rice aside, then chant, then 1 grain of rice, little rice she used to cook and eat whole day and keep worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So pure devotee. Sachi Mata again, pure devotee. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sacrificed. Why? For the compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. It's very high platform, very high platform. Srila Prabhupada also, you see, in his house there was no cooperation. The joke I was telling, a physical association. Maybe 50 years she was with Prabhupada. They used to marry very early previously. And not 50, maybe a little less, maybe 40 years. And then Prabhupada is giving pravachan and she is drinking tea at another room after selling all his books. So he said, better sacrifice this kind of relationship. I have to serve Krishna. You see the Goswamis also, they also did sacrifice. Kopina kantasisto Takta tuna mashesha mandalapati tuchhavat. What is all this? They were billionaires. Mandalapati, big. What is, when you are a ministers, what is your association? All these ministers to whom they sit and talk. They don't talk to ordinary people. That is only for votes. Whom they sit. They make their circle the richest people, isn't it? Big bureaucrats, big rich people. They move around in that circle. So the Goswamis, the Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were in that circle. Even Raghunath Das Goswami. They're all billionaires. When Rupa Goswami wanted to leave, he took a boat and put with gold coin. The boat was full with gold coin. Can you imagine how heavy it must be? Gold coins are so heavy. So rich, unimaginably rich, billionaire. And Sanatan Goswami bribed, he was arrested. So he bribed 1,000 gold coins to get out. So that means it was 4,000 gold coins, roughly. Now imagine 1 gold coin today, how much it will cost? Aapka wo 5 gram ka gold coin nahi, proper gold coin. It will be very expensive, true? They were billionaires by today's terms and they sacrifice everything. What is all this? Tuchhavat. Prabhupada talks a very good example of C.R. Das. He takes that example so I can repeat. We should not take somebody's name otherwise. And this person, for the sake of the country, when Buddha said, Satyagraha, you leave everything reject all the degrees, non-cooperation, will not cooperate with the British. So what happened? So C.R. Das became bankrupt. And the Congress party felt very sympathetic for him because he was a billionaire, a huge lawyer, British time. So they would give some little 50, 100, some small amount of money to him so that, at least. And he died very soon. He could not handle the poverty because he used to opulences. So what happened to the Goswamis? They died in Vrindavan because they're billionaires and they were wearing only kopin and 1 towel. And not even fix 1 tree every day, different tree every day. That's all. And living a madhukari. Did they die? No. Gopi bhava rasa, they were flowing in the love of Radha Krishna. The flowing in the mood of gopis. And Kutaha, where are you, Radha Krishna? Where are you? Where are you? They were in intense spiritual ecstasy, and that is the possession. Because you love Krishna, you sacrifice everything, you are ready to sacrifice of material possession. Do not do that. I don't know if real thing happens or not in movies. He will stand at the top of a building and he says, if you don't marry me, I am ready to give my life, and they jump also sometimes. They're ready to sacrifice life also, true? For love. So devotees, because they love Krishna, they're ready to sacrifice everything. Tucha. So we see that. So position, because what position we want? Everybody is working hard for some position. I was asking one college somebody, what do you want in life? Tell me, what do you want to achieve? Sir, at least I should have 2 BMWs in my life. That is the position. That is Asuri Sampada. Because why? That Sampada, just by Sampada doesn't become Asuri, but what are you going to do with that Sampada? You will use it for sense gratification. To go to with friends to drink, that's all. That is Asuri Sampada. I become very proud because of that. So that is Asuri Sampada. We are working whole life just for that. So I want the real Sampada, Daiva Sampada. I want devotion to Krishna. And that is an eternal asset. I think you know the famous example. You want money, you have anxiety to get money. When you get money, there is an anxiety, you lose it. And after you lose money, there is an anxiety, I lost, you cry. Anna? You say, Hari, very sorry. Some words people have created. So basically, at the end, you are sorry, you lost everything. The metal word is like that. There is an anxiety to get object of sense gratification. When you get that object, there is an anxiety that somebody will take it away. When you lose, you cry it. Correct? Boys and girls meet together. There is an anxiety. If she can accept me. Then she accepts you. There is an anxiety. She will go away. When she's goes away, there is crying. She went away. That's metal word. But spiritual assets are different. In the second chapter, Krishna says, Neha bitkamanashvasti pratyavayo na vidyate salpapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. This sampada, this real sampada, the real opulence of a devotee cannot be taken away. Neha bitkamanashvasti. There can be no reduction, no destruction. Pratyavayo na salpapi is little devotion to Krishna, spark is invoked in the heart. Trayate mahato bhayat. We can be saved from the greatest danger. And what is the greatest danger? Again, taking birth in the metal world. Yesterday we discussed that. That the greatest danger, again take birth in the metal world. So, the real asset we have to work for. It's like we sit and chant Hare Krishna. What is an asset? After the chanting, one drop of Krishna conscious pleasure can touch my heart. That's it. Then whole day goes ecstasy. Isn't it? Whole day. Therefore, we have to concentrate attentively. Very attentively we should chant. We have started today. All of you are welcome. We have started now 16 round chanting together. Okay? Temple also, you made all of the devotees sit together. So you have an opportunity from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Generally, it should be over. Everybody japa. Okay? So that the whole day is like a kavacha. It's like this, see, why it's important to finish japa in the morning. If the kavacha is there and you go around, nothing will happen. You'll be protected. It's a medicine, it's a dose recommended by the Acharya. But the kavacha is not there, you do your whole day and then japa is pending. Not only that, Maya also harasses you nicely because your kavacha is not complete. And the night you wear full kavacha, you finish your 16 round, then you sleep. When you get up in the morning, sleep means tamaguda, at least in our stage of consciousness. Then morning again you are no kavacha. And again your whole day is just like putting horse behind the cart. Chanting in the night is like putting horse behind the cart. So try, we can finish in the morning or as soon as possible. Practically, you may have some services in the morning, but as soon as possible, japa should be closed, finished. So that whole day I am secure. Okay. And our real position, we can work on the real position. Because of the weakness of the mind, just like Arjuna says, karparna dosha upahata sabhava. So we also have the weakness of the mind, dosha. Prichami tvam dharma samuda cheta yashaya nishitam ruhitam. Okay. So sabhava, the whole mind is bewildered, disturbed, harassed by the material desires. Vacha vega manasakroda. We know all this, but still not able to control. There is a harassment. So in this kind of a situation, what sampada you can have? You cannot have. In Rajoguna, Tamoguna, there is no sampada. Only sampada is sense gratification. You are a Dhanava. See, Dhanava doesn't mean horns. Dhanava means when you're gliding toward Rajoguna and Tamoguna. And Devata means he has come to Satoguna. Fine. So the Deva Sampada means this is only at Satoguna wisdom starts. Real asset starts appearing only in Satoguna and then beyond Krishna consciousness. The real assets appear. Realizations. Oh, it's like this. Just like we have that. Kamadi nama katina katita palita durunandesha teshama jatmai karuna natapna upranti ussaja etan yadupate sampratam labdha buddhi. Now I have become intelligent. Maya cannot catch me. What is wasting my time with this sense gratification? Tesham jatmai karuna. What is the use of sense gratification? It doesn't give any mercy to me. Tatapa, no shame. Upasha, never satisfied by doing sense gratification. Now I have become intelligent. This is an asset. This is a great asset. This is a beginning of assets. So the devotees, what do we get from advanced devotees? They have realizations. Just like wife of Srila Prabhupada could not take the assets. Prabhupada is sitting at home with all the realizations. She could not collect any real asset. She was looking for only, we should not offend, she Prabhupada's wife, but she was looking for only material assets. And when he had no money, nobody is interested in him. In family today, everybody is interested in what? Therefore, Bhagavatam says, Dashyu. Dashyu means thieves. Family members are thieves because they will take away your wealth, which you can serve Krishna. So they call Dashyu. Prabhupada jokes. Suppose somebody takes money from your pocket. What do you say? Hey, what are you doing? You're a pickpocket. But wife will take money from your pocket. Oh, that's okay. So Prabhu said, Dashyu. Dashyu. So they take all asset, whatever you have. And so that is the nature. So real assets. Therefore, there is Grihastha life in which the real asset is service to Krishna. Real asset. So real asset is to advance in Krishna consciousness, become a great devotee. That's our real asset. So let us try to have realizations. At the point of death, theory will not help you. You need realizations. Very dangerous. Today, we are all in a world of theory. How many realizations we have? When a plane shakes, you know how many realizations you have. You have no realizations, correct? Life will bring a situation where you will see the theory was so much I know, but I don't have any realizations. Krishna will show you. So at the time of death, you need realization. The exam of death is passed not by theory, it is passed by realizations. And realizations is what this chapter is talking, spiritual assets. It's like we are hearing sadhu bhushanam. These are all symptoms of spiritual assets. Titikshavaha, person is very tolerant. Karunikaha is very merciful. Suhrida sarvabhutanam is a well-wisher for every living entity. We just did the shloka a few days ago. Titikshava karunikaha suhrida sarvabhutanam ajata shatravaha. He has no enemy. Shanta, very peaceful. Sadhavaha sadhu abhushanam. These are symptoms of somebody who has now acquired spiritual assets. Right? This is actually should be the mission of life. I want spiritual assets. Material assets can be used to get spiritual assets. Suppose you have a big car, okay, use to get spiritual assets. Go with that to the temple, no problem. Collect all your friends. They'll also be very happy to get a ride in that car. Take everybody to the temple, that's okay. Chorna nahi jodna hai. But jodna, what goal is to get spiritual assets, spiritual realizations. And these realizations are so beautiful, they burn all the papa karma within our heart. But it is given by Krishna. You cannot capture these realizations. Desham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayantite. Krishna gives. To whom? Desham satata. Constantly engage. Constantly engage. in service to Krishna. Bodhayastas parasparam, always relishing, talking about Krishna. They dushyanti cha ramanti cha, they're taking pleasure in talking about Krishna, constantly engage in serving Krishna. Krishna out of compassion, tesham aham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat. Krishna picks them up from the ocean of birth and death and takes them back to the spiritual world. So the human life is there to acquire spiritual assets. Spiritual assets cannot be acquired in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Real assets starts beginning from Sattva-guna. Sattva-guna, you don't get spiritual asset because material wisdom. And that is needed to come to Krishna consciousness. Sattva-guna is the bridge to spiritual life. Correct? I am not body. It's not devotion service, but it is useful for serving Krishna. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. And as we enter the spiritual platform, we become joyful. That is one asset. Na shochati. So how much? Just like they say, matka khali hota hai, so it makes lot of sound. Correct? So we can hit here. Only empty. No, nothing is there. No spiritual assets. So our ambition of life should be to acquire spiritual assets. That should be the ambition of life. And gradually, as you acquire spiritual assets, life will be very happy and blissful. And nobody can take away the spiritual asset. Just have it and keep and enjoy. Just like material, you think some money I'll have. Yes, have. But then any day it will go. Correct? At least at death, everything will be taken up. That's why Bali Maharaj says, when Vaman Deva says, give me everything, and Shukracharya wants him, 3 steps, he's asking 3 steps, basically he wants everything. So he says, anyway at the point of death I'll lose everything, let him take it away. Because why? Bali Maharaj wanted spiritual assets. Why did he give everything away? He's ready to sacrifice everything in exchange for spiritual assets. Thank you everybody. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji. Pranam.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranam Prabhu.
Thank you very
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody. Thank you for joining. So try to join 5 to 7. We'll together chant 16 notes from tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.